The woke police finding another victim. Cancel culture has come for ESPN's own red-haired NBA star, Rachel Nichols. She is no more. She will cease to exist at ESPN. News just broke a few minutes ago. ESPN is canceling The Jump, the show that they made for Rachel Nichols to focus on the NBA. Started in 2016. They are not going to allow Rachel Nichols to appear on air. Her contract, according to the Sports Business Journal, John Orand, who broke this story, has a little over a year remaining on it, and she is officially finished at ESPN. Why is she finished at ESPN? A little refresher course. Because she was caught on a secretly recorded audio saying that she was not happy with being replaced by Maria Taylor on the NBA Finals coverage. That taping went public on July 4th in the New York Times, and since then there has been a massive uproar surrounding it all, and now Rachel Nichols is finished at ESPN. Will she file a lawsuit? She may well do so. Is her career over? Will anybody be able to hire her? What will happen going forward? It's going to be really intriguing. What this represents to me is ESPN further following in the footsteps of the woke universe. Rachel Nichols, for years, lectured everyone, as ESPN employees covering the NBA are required to do, about the woke bona fides of the NBA. Even as the NBA's overall ratings collapsed, Rachel Nichols made the decision to defend the NBA and all of the woke idiocy that league embraced. In fact, she lectured America on how brave the NBA was when they pulled their All-Star game out of Charlotte, North Carolina over a bathroom bill that was alleged to target transgender individuals, even while the NBA continued to play basketball all around the world in countries such as China, which have repressive human rights regimes. That hypocrisy was never addressed. It was never analyzed. And this is where people who embrace wokeism ultimately go. You are, at some point in time, going to be canceled if you are not woke enough and you work in sports. You have two options: say nothing or get fired. That's pretty much it. I guess there are some true believers in the woke sphere who are allowed to say exactly what they want. And then the other people are people like me who say exactly what we believe every single day, who see our audiences continue to skyrocket because ESPN is covering a tiny subset of the sports audience that believes in woke sports. Let's say it's 25% of the overall sports fan base. I think that's low. I think that's high. I think there's 75% of people who consume what I do, people who consume what regularly unwoke content there is out there. I think it's about 75% of sports fans. I look at the data, I look at the numbers, and all I know is my audience continues to skyrocket, and people like Rachel Nichols end up getting canceled. All this is going to do, unfortunately, is further embed woke culture in ESPN. They've made it clear that you can only have one opinion politically. You couldn't vote for Donald Trump and work at ESPN. Not one employee publicly said that they were voting for Donald Trump. Compare that to the number of employees who said they were voting for Joe Biden or Barack Obama. ESPN is a one-party state, and they are making it clear that if you are not woke enough, even if you had previously been a woke disciple like Rachel Nichols, too bad. Now, the irony here for Rachel Nichols is she illuminates how much of this woke nonsense is total BS. Because Rachel Nichols was fine with diversity and inclusion as long as diversity and inclusion didn't take away her job and her responsibilities, right? And this is why I always say, for all those bleeding heart liberals out there, the super woke people in the sports industry, if you truly believe in woke sports, why don't you give up your job if you're a white person and give it to a minority? If you don't believe in the meritocracy, if you don't believe in the fairness of your job and having it, then you should quit and insist that your job be filled by a minority. That's where the woke revolution leads us. The wokest white people shouldn't work. They should hand their jobs to someone else and move off of the stage, if that's what you truly believe. Now, I'm a rarity. I say exactly what I think, and I treat everybody, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, gay, straight, male, female, everybody the exact same. People may not like it. They might say, man, that Clay Travis, he's such a jerk. Man, that Clay Travis, he's such an ass. And they can believe that. But you know what? I treat everybody the same. And I think that makes me probably the most honest man in all of sports. And it just further illuminates the hypocrisy of people like Rachel Nichols. Rachel Nichols' career may now be over because she wasn't woke enough. One of the queens of woke NBA Twitter wasn't woke enough. This is what happens. The revolution eventually starts to guillotine some of the top revolutionaries. It becomes a purity contest, and Rachel Nichols has lost that purity contest. Her career may be over. I don't know. Is Turner going to hire her now? Is somebody going to rehabilitate her? My prediction would be that she goes off and does a podcast. And that's probably the only career she has going forward. Because if ESPN's not going to hire her, Turner is her only other possible destination. And I think Turner may decide that she has too much baggage in order for them to bring her on board. So, that is a mess. Rachel Nichols, sayonara. You weren't woke enough. ESPN just kicked you to the curb. If you're an ESPN employee and you're watching this, as many ESPN employees are, the lesson is clear. You're either woke or you're fired. You better keep your mouth shut unless you agree with far left-wing politics infiltrating sports. You either believe Colin Kaepernick's a hero or you're a goner.